Welcome back to Four Score Sports, part one of our first edition of the 2 episode a week series. Yeah. So this week, in this segment, we're going to try to stay away from picking NFL games, just because that deserves its own episode, because that's pretty much what the whole episode consists of when we do that. So we're going to talk about some college football. We're going to go back to baseball. We're going to really talk about whatever comes to mind. So obviously, you guys know I'm joined with Zach Dietrich.
Yeah, what's going on?
Devontae Keith.
What's Sam?
And Caleb Morton.
What's up?
Caleb, I really like your background this week. Shout out YouTube. Wow. Four Score Sports. All the social medias. You guys don't need me to repeat that stuff and do shameless plugs anymore. Before we get going, absolutely huge breaking news for Four Score. We've kind of been hinting. It's not really breaking. We will be dropping sooner rather than later a merch collection for Elisa Cunane. So we're going to call this the 33 apparel. So make sure when this stuff's being sold, you guys hit us up, DM, Instagram, text, whatever it takes. Let us know and get your shirts. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Yeah, if we have anything else, make sure you guys hop in the NFL Weekly PICKEMS. Winners are getting a...
I've been doing some work in the weekly pick'ems the past 2 weeks. But yeah, seriously, everybody join, see if you can beat any of us. I've had a good run here the past couple of weeks, but for sure, like join that. The more, the merrier. It obviously gets the prize pool up. Just take a shot at some of these games. I mean,
you guys hear who we pick in the episodes, so maybe follow Zach. I don't know. Follow his lead. Switch up a few games, maybe. So, yeah. How are we feeling? You guys have anything else? No? All right, well, let's get into this. First thing, NC State football. Clemson. What a game. What an atmosphere. What a game. Roller coaster of emotions. Obviously, Zach and myself were at this game. It was insane in Carter Finley. Devin Leary threw 4 touchdowns. He looked phenomenal, damn near perfect. Emeka Emezi looked damn near perfect. Drake Thomas looked damn near perfect.
Maybe your quarterback of the week.
National quarterback of the week, Devin Leary. Mm-hmm. Things you'd love to see. I think the takeaways from this game, it's kind of a mixture. One, NC State is better than a lot of people give them credit for, and 2, Clemson is not as good as people give them credit for. Granted, Clemson's still a great team. Look at all the people they have on the team. And NC State is still, I think, a good team. Like, they're going to be they're going to have a bowl game, all this stuff. But right now it's looking like NC State might win the ACC, honestly. If they can play like they did against Clemson, except make their kicks, do the little things right, not overthrow people by a yard in the end zone on a fly route, little things like that, NC State does win that game by a lot of points. And I think that could continue throughout the rest of the season.
You say that, but like we have for homecoming, we have Louisville, and I believe Cunningham has been on a little small run. I don't know if it's like that much to take down State, but he's been on a pretty good run. And I remember, I am glad that Clemson is bumped down to 25, even though they should be right where LSU is, which is unranked, but. That's another story about NCAA politics for another day. But shout out State.
Isn't State the highest ranked ACC team?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Wake Forest. I thought is Wake Forest above?
Yeah, Wake Forest is really good right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be another game. It's gonna be a problem if I'm not mistaken.
I do like how competitive the ACC actually is. When you look through all the other conferences. Like, of course, SEC is all Alabama's, but with the ACC, like, I mean, maybe besides Duke, but even Duke kind of put some on Kansas. Georgia Tech is somehow making a little resurgence. We'll see.
Duke looked good. Gunnar Holmberg looked phenomenal in that game. So he was the first Duke quarterback with, 300 pass yards and 3 rush touchdowns? And he was responsible for 5. Gunnar Holmberg could be good. He's a local boy too, so.
Oh, shout out Will Shipley too. Hope he gets better. Chose Clemson over State, but it's all good. it gets better.
We got the
State
first
is ranked 23rd, and Wake Forest is ranked 25th. They're 24th, and then Clemson's 25.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So 20, that's crazy. It seems
23,
disrespectful.
24, 25.
Dang. So they just shoved all of us down at the bottom. You know, they won't no big deal being a top 10 team. Enjoy yourself at this spot.
From what I've seen, which I don't really watch college football, we all know that, but from what I've seen, the ACC is horrible this year. Really, with Clemson falling off, everyone's falling off. Carolina sucks.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. State sucks.
Who is out of everything you've seen in the NCAA or college football so far, can you guys pick out somebody that like stands out? Like, remember
Emeka
that
Emezi, honest to
Julio was
God.
playing, Derrick Henry was still playing. Like, who stands out?
Emeka Emezi. I honestly am not just saying that because of NC State. I'm saying that because the way he's looked in every game besides Mississippi State, even going back to last year, just about every game last year, he has been that guy. And the receivers for NC State are honestly the strength of the team. You have him, you have Devin Carter, you have Thayer Thomas, and even Bam Knight's really used a lot in the pass game as well. So you can look at even guys like that. And Emeka Emezi is always the guy that they rely on. He's what, a fifth? Is he a fifth year senior? Is he a fourth year? Yeah, but so that this offense, I genuinely do think
Alrighty, guys. Any
runs
final
through
thoughts?
him. Shout out Caleb. This offense runs through him, and he just looks absolutely phenomenal. He reminds me a lot of Des Bryant in a way. He's more athletic than everyone he guards against, and if he's not, he's a lot bigger and stronger. He's hard to take down. He can catch a screen. He can catch a slant. He can catch a fly. In the red zone, the ball, if you throw it up, he's probably going to be there. And Emeka Emezi has just looked outstanding to me this year. That's my guy.
Yeah, the NC State offense as a whole actually isn't super aggressive. They rely on a strong offensive line and a lot of heavy run game, and basically open up the screen game and get it wide. But yeah, he's definitely a playmaker. But you're talking about some of the best guys in the country. The main guys that stand out to me. Of course, Bama's quarterback, but I don't really want to talk about Bryce Young. There's no reason to. Of course, he's doing what he's going to do. Ole Miss's guy, Matt Corral, he's looked really good. He's kind of probably going to get his way starting pushing towards some NFL conversation just because he's an athlete. He's a good guy, big arm. And I also want to shout out Michigan State's running back, Kenny Walker.
Kenneth Walker the third.
He's a baller. He was balling. I was watching the Michigan State game the other day, and he had 114 out of their like 125 like offensive yards in the first quarter. I mean, like he was balling. They're just feeding him the ball over and over again, dumping it off to him, handing it off. But that's one of my guys that I wanted to highlight for sure.
Amen.
I mean, I even look overall at teams. Like, I'm looking at the top 25 right now. It always amazes me how BYU is so good at football and basketball. It just does. I don't know why.
They don't have anything else to do, but
And that's what I'm thinking. But they are always ranked in every sport every year, and they're always good every single year. I don't know.
maybe that like lack of seeing helps them out. I wouldn't like to, if I was a student athlete, I wouldn't like to find they're not allowed to drink coffee, bro. Like, I wouldn't like to find that out anyway.
You cut out in that last little part. You said if you were a student athlete,
I wouldn't like to find that out. Like how focused I could be on my game if I cut out coffee and sin and lust, all that stuff. I personally would not like to find out.
Coffee and sin.
They for real.
I think we should quote that somewhere. If I was a student, I wonder how good I could be without coffee and sin.
Yeah, shout out Hayden. We'll get him on here to talk about life at BYU in general. But otherwise, like from the outside looking in, he can keep it himself.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just wanted to say NC State better than Clemson. Factual. That game should not have gone to overtime. I'm still going to say that game really had no reason going to overtime. If you look, NC State did like the things that NC State did mess up on were absolutely, in a sense, crucial score wise. Like I remember one fly route, whatever end zone we were in, I can't remember the quarter. It was right in front of us. Devin Carter, it went right, like he reached all the way out, went right off.
He stopped short.
Yeah.
Or like he reached out and like he looked too early, which caused him to slow down. And then it was like right off the fingertips.
Yeah. But little things like that, you connect that, that's 7 points instead of a 3 that we settled for. Well, hopefully 7. You missed easy field goals. Granted, the 55-yarder or whatever it was, I'm not going to expect that every time. But still, you should make your extra points. You should make your closer field goals, especially with Chris Dunn, one of the better kickers we have in the nation, I think. He is one of the best kickers in the nation. Statistically, I believe he's NC State's best of all time, right?
Yeah, and that's why everybody was so mad. Like,
I know. But obviously, we know we're not going to get that every single game out of him. He's going to be back to normal, I hope. Other than that, NCAA, I know Michigan State had a big win against Nebraska. I saw that, right? Was that who it was? Was it?
Was
it really big against Nebraska though?
Well, I think it was a close one, wasn't it?
If I'm not mistaken,
23-20 overtime.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the Michigan teams are both undefeated, and Ohio State actually has a loss. So, I mean, there's a chance for one of those teams to actually sneak in there and win the Big Ten this year. So I guess every game for them is probably going to be big. I know there's a couple of good games coming up this week, but we'll just have to see what happens with this Michigan team. Not really thinking that they're competitive. Did you guys see the Oklahoma thing this week with Caleb Williams?
No, what did he do?
They were chanting to get Spencer Rattler out the game. The fans.
Oh, I did see that.
Talk a little bit. The Heisman favorite, Spencer Rattler. Yeah, they're chanting for him to get out the game because they wanted the 5-star freshman or whatever, Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Speaking of random stuff, y'all hear about the linebacker with 3 tackles that said F Ohio State, but good luck to my teammates. He left in the middle of the game.
Oh, yeah.
He went to Twitter with it.
I feel like it was one of those instances where like they were beating Akron bad, and I'm guessing he initially thought he was gonna get PT, and the senior, both of them were seniors, and the senior that was on the field just told him to like stay where he was at, and he just took off his gloves. I think he took off his helmet, kept the helmet, but threw the gloves into the crowd, and the coaches walked him back into the locker room, and while in the locker room, he tweeted FUCC Ohio State, deleted it 12 minutes later and said, good luck to my teammates. We don't know where bro is now, but I mean, I love the energy, I guess. He said what he felt, but I don't know how that's going to affect him in the long run.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I don't watch college football again, but if he had a chance to go into the league, but if he did have any type of chance, he just shit on.
He just Larini talked him 2 years too early.
Yeah, no team wants that. And I know he's not a big name because I haven't heard of him. So like he's burning all the bridges he has by doing
He had 3 tackles to his, as far as I know, when I looked him up, he has 3 tackles to his name. And when you look at his, you know how sometimes you look at profile pictures, you can tell like, oh, that dude's a baller. Even when like they dress in normal clothes, no. I don't get it. Now maybe he bounces back and dominates for Akron or Tiffin or some other Ohio college, but as of now, I don't know.
He's going to go to Cincinnati.
Yeah,
He's not good enough to play there. What are they? Are they like
That's
8?
better than Ohio State.
Are they? Are they ranked higher?
They're pretty.
Cincinnati's
They're ranked
7.
7.
Yeah.
Desmond Ritter, big Ritter right off. But
College football. Here's the thing. I'm going to hear y'all's takes. I know Caleb's. What is better, NFL Sunday or College Game Day Saturday?
Is the sky blue?
yeah, it's NFL. Excuse me. It's NFL Sunday for me. I don't even watch like Corso and all them. I don't even watch that anymore just because I honestly hate the news portion before any sports event. I really hate it. It's just like get to the game. So I like NFL Sunday better because at least they have highlights and stuff and storyline.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely NFL Sunday. I mean, like, the college game brings a lot of energy. Of course, like us, a couple of us being college students and being at games and stuff like that is cool and all. But, I mean, if you're just talking about the quality of football, of course, the professional level, the NFL Sunday, it can't be beat. And a lot of college game is a little bit different. not for like true football fans in some senses. Lots of games are just, of course, blowouts every time.
Blowouts,
Just with
beatdowns.
the out of conference scheduling and stuff. So I would say consistently NFL Sundays are definitely the best for sure.
I would agree. I feel like if I grew up a Clemson, a Bama, an Ohio State
Might be
type of
different.
fan, it'd be a lot different. Michigan State. But obviously, we grew up North Carolina, which is primarily college basketball is better than NBA basketball, and then NFL is better than college football.
I will.
But I feel like that has a lot to do with it.
I will say, as far as going to a game, I've been to a couple of college games and maybe 2 pro games, and the energy at a college football game is different than at a pro game. It feels more commercial at a pro game, but at a college game, it was.
I would agree. I would 100% agree.
But there's different. What do you call it? Different stipulations around each. Actually, it's really not. So never mind.
I don't know. I think in college, the atmosphere at college games is very different than pro games. At least Cowboys games. That's the only thing I've seen.
I went to the Panthers game and it was cool, but it's a lot different when you have to sit. Everybody's sitting down at the Panthers game, whereas if you're at a college game,
you're standing.
Section or any other section, somebody's standing up in front of you. You have to stand up, but you end up not regretting it because you're standing up. You get into the game. You feel part of the game more than you would a pro team.
I don't know. College, I feel like is more competitive.
Yeah.
In a sense, overall, it's more competitive because, like in the NFL, you've got the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, like teams like that. You've got teams like the Cowboys, who are one of the more competitive teams, but nobody really sees them as anything. But then in college, it's more even throughout. Granted, you're going to have Clemson playing a team and win by 90, literally by 90. But then you're going to have more competitive games throughout every week, and there's more competitive games because these guys are like, they're not playing for a guaranteed contract that they already have. They're playing to go and make money. They're playing for their school. They're playing for, it means a little bit more. I feel like that's fair to say. It means more, like what they're playing for, and everyone's more unified as one.
It also means more because winning a college football game means more to these guys just because you can't afford as many losses in college football. I mean, if you're one of those elite teams, one loss and you don't make the playoff, and your season's a disappointment if you're Clemson. It's a shame they already have 2 losses, but
shout out Pat.
Yikes. But like a regular season game in the NFL, for example, like Tom Brady loses that game to the Rams like past week. He doesn't care. I mean, they'll realistically have a chance to play each other again. They're both going to make the playoffs. That game doesn't matter. In college, every single game matters, which makes those guys play harder for sure.
Like you look at the NFC East last year, a 7-9 team made the playoffs, right? Like that, there will never be a 500 team. No, never. Maybe a 2-loss team in the playoff, but everyone's going to lose their mind about that, no matter who they lost to.
I don't know. You think they can handle a 16 game season? I mean, the way the players are dropping off now, I mean, of course they can come back, but it's always somebody that's going to, get hurt again, or either somebody new that's hurt. Because you think they'll be able to handle that?
What are you even saying right now? I've lost my train of thought 3 times in this sentence.
It's week 4. As let's look at the
NFL.
Their whole week 4 coming up, I guess. Their whole running back corps is kind of depleted as of now. Trey Sermon came back from a concussion, but their other 2 backs, like Raheem Mostert, is out for the season. Elijah Mitchell
he was hurt last week.
Yeah. So I'm saying with the 16 games this season, right? So you think
there's 17 now, 18 weeks.
Oh, it's 8. Oh, shoot, yeah, 18. Well, 17. So do you think each team is going to be able to go strong this is the first year with 17 games. Do you think they'll be able to go strong with that whole 17?
I think they will, but I don't like that they have to. I think they should get 2 bye weeks. And I didn't really play football at a high level like that. And I can't imagine what their bodies are like throughout even just a 16 game season with 1 bye week. I think that they should get 2 bye weeks. prevents injuries, overuse, more time to see their families, prolongs the season a little bit, more money, revenue, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then imagine if it gets into the NBA realm where it's like
82.
Tom Brady is out for rest. I'm pretty
See,
sure I'm
that's a
almost
thing.
they've done that before, but they didn't put it like that. They just said soreness,
Yeah,
quote
illness,
unquote
soreness.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for it. You know, I don't have to play. I get to see them play, but at the same time, I'm kind of scared for them. But we'll see what happens.
Let's go about over NFL Week 2 while we're at it. My biggest takeaway, Week 3. Good call. The biggest things that I'm noticing and that I'm going to say, the Chargers are legit. I think the Chargers are a good football team. I think that they're going to make the playoffs. They beat the Washington football team, who everyone has winning the NFC East. That's a playoff team. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Which it's the Kansas City Chiefs. They have problems. They've got bad problems that they need to fix on the defensive side of the ball. And I think the Chiefs are not – I think if Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill literally carry that team, and if any of them go down, they are done. Like, they're not winning games while they're out, like that type of deal. But the Chargers battled. They played Mahomes. They beat him. They played the Washington football team, who at the beginning at least everyone has a playoff team, and then they lost a close, ugly game to Dallas. So that means shout out Cowboys. I think that this can mean one of two things. If the Chargers aren't legit, the Dallas Cowboys truly are. Week 1 went head to head with the Buccaneers. Should have won that game. Make your kicks, you win that game. Cowboys beat the Chargers. The Chargers only loss of the year. And then they destroy the Eagles on primetime television. I think either the Chargers are legit or the Cowboys are legit, or both even. But those are the two biggest things. And Trayvon Diggs is a top 5 corner in this football league. I'm so sorry. Trayvon Diggs is top 5, 3 picks, 1 in every game. He's becoming in the territory to where he's not going to get targeted for the next 2-3 games. Trayvon Diggs is disgusting. He has the swagger. He has everything that this Dallas defense needs. And arguably their best player on defense.
Dallas also beat
And the Rams
like 5 starters out.
The what?
Like Dallas also beat the Chargers with like 5 like very influential starters out.
And blew out the Eagles with those same starters being gone, aside from Randy Gregory.
But I can't wait till the end of the season so I can get my $100 from Keith.
Anyway, was that Randy Gregory on the Landon Dickerson?
I didn't hear what you said.
There was a guy on the other end that Landon Dickerson was like holding at one point in the game, and I was wondering if you knew whoever took Tank's spot. There you go. Who took Tank's spot?
I know who you're talking about. It was on Randy Gregory, but Randy Gregory was starting regardless. Randy Gregory got held, I think, 4 times, and only 3 of them were called. And one of them
Randy
was
Gregory on the other side, I thought.
They were sending Gregory a lot against Lane Johnson.
It was Micah Parsons.
Parsons is just so small. But Micah Parsons got 2 holding penalties. Well, Lane Johnson did, holding Michael Parsons twice. And Lane Johnson's like an all-pro, perennial, possibly even a Hall of Famer one day. Yeah. And Michael Parsons is a linebacker out there whooping ass. So I'm loving it. I'm loving Cowboys football. I saw a lot of power rankings don't have Dallas in the top 10, which is kind of disrespectful. But they have
one of Dallas at 17.
Yeah, I saw that too.
17?
If the Chargers, because I saw one that had Chargers at 5 and Dallas at like 12. And the Chargers are good, but we beat them.
They lost to Dallas.
They're not that good.
Yeah, like if they're at 5, we should be in top 10 regardless, whatever you say. And we lost. If we make our kicks, we're undefeated, and we beat 2 of the top 5 teams in the league.
With that logic, yes, I'm with you. Dallas Cowboys football looks very good this year, and it looks like it's going to be a good year. Obviously, Dallas plays Carolina this week. Let's talk about Carolina a little bit.
Yeah.
No McCaffrey.
No McCaffrey.
No McCaffrey. No J.C. Horn.
Dude.
Who was having a spectacular year, allowing a passer rating of 0 actually from the slot. 2.8, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the outside as well.
I'm not sure.
He's gone. He broke a couple bones in his foot.
Sucks.
You hate to see injuries. McCaffrey, obviously, everybody knows about his hamstring. He's not going to be out there. Those two injuries are really going to hurt. We don't really match up. Our defense is really aggressive. We like to blitz a little bit.
I love it. I love it.
That doesn't
Blitz him,
really-
please. Blitz him.
That doesn't really match up very well against the Dallas offense, who I believe is probably, with a little bit of misdirection in the run game and maybe some quick screens to Pollard and Zeke, Pollard looked shot out of a cannon, just by the way.
Last night, yeah, both of them have looked. Both of them have looked top 10 in the league this year.
That's just, I didn't realize he was that quick, but yeah, I mean, if they can get those guys involved in the passing game, I think that's how I would go about attacking this Panthers defense. It's been really good so far, really aggressive, getting tons of pressure. Our offense, we're really going to get to see what Sam Darnold's about. Obviously, the Dallas defense isn't a great unit. They've had a couple players like Parsons has been playing well, Diggs has been playing really well.
Leighton
I'm
Van
interested
Der Esch,
to see-
Jalen Smith, every safety we've got. Our
I would
defensive line has
argue-
been playing. The
I would
defense
argue
is
Dallas
looking.
defense playing phenomenal, like top 10.
This is the best the defense has looked in a very
Outside of Tom Brady eating us up, which we shut the run down completely that game, but Tom Brady is Tom Brady.
Are you guys?
But our defense is looking great.
Do you guys have Diggs follow their best wide
Diggs
receiver?
follows best
I think
receiver.
some does.
Did you know that Mike Evans? How many catches did Evans have on Diggs? You know,
He
this
had one catch for like 7 yards.
one catch for 7 yards, 2 breakups, and an interception for Trayvon Diggs. Keenan Allen had how many yards on Diggs? Was it like 28?
I think it was like 38.
38? Yeah. Not a lot. And one of them was a big play where Diggs tripped over his own feet. No touchdowns, interception for Diggs. And then last night, going against a Heisman winner, Devontae Smith, pick 6, 2 breakup, or another breakup, talking his shit. Dude.
Diggs was talking. He was letting Jalen Hurts know about it.
It's bad.
He was
dude.
talking to him.
Diggs is a bad man.
Yeah.
And Anthony Brown got a pick who I was calling for his job, for weeks now.
He underthrew that ball by about 2 yards, but still.
But that's because Jalen Hurts isn't a good quarterback. I thought I'd let y'all know that very early on.
He's not.
But
Neither is Sam Darnold. Okay, who you have? Jalen Hurts or Sam Darnold?
Hurts.
I'm going to
Now,
put
look,
Darnold on
in a
this
better
one.
system because they let Jalen Hurts throw the ball 58 times last night. And they ran the ball like 4 times. If they actually can balance that out, I think Hurts is better than Sam Darnold.
That's fair. I like Darnold. This, from what I've seen this year, granted, the Panthers have played who? The Jets,
Yeah.
the Texans,
The Saints.
and
They have a good defense.
the Saints have a top 5 quarterback, Jameis Winston, too. Don't forget it.
Bottom.
No. I said top.
Yeah, bottom. Bottom
Right.
10.
I think Jameis Winston would start on any team except for the Cowboys. Or Broncos. Teddy Two Gloves is disgusting.
Yeah, I don't think he's starting over Teddy.
I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is very good. I think the Broncos are super overhyped, and Dallas is going to beat the fuck out of them later on this season.
Their defense isn't terrible. Teddy Two Gloves has been doing enough. If they can run the ball, Denver's not an easy out. I don't really think they're all that good. I think I would argue they're still the worst team in that division.
I think that what the combined record of the teams they've played is like
0-9.
0-9, right?
Yeah, they haven't beaten a team with a win.
Yeah.
Granted, it's only 3 weeks. Don't take it lightly.
I mean, you have
They're
to
looking a lot.
Yeah.
They're looking a lot like Dallas did those first 3 weeks before Dak went down, and we blew everyone out of the water, and we were all hyped up just to lose everything from there on.
Oh my
But we were putting up stats too. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater's really doing anything. I think their defense is just carrying them along.
That's fair. Teddy does just enough, I think, to win games. He is, in a sense, I feel a lesser version of Kirk Cousins, a poor man's Kirk Cousins, the way he plays. Game manager, make the correct play.
He's not going to go in there and win you the game by
Yeah.
himself. He's not going to make the plays that can win you the game. And that's why I don't know. Some guys have that it factor. He obviously doesn't. I like Alex Smith as a comparison to him. Rock solid for sure, but not really necessarily going to go in there and win you a game.
They're
I
doing
don't
what they're
I don't know if you guys picked it up, but I was just thinking most of the teams that are doing well now They have 2 running back system. Like now, Tony Pollard's finally getting burned with Dallas, and then Dalvin Cook went down with an injury, but Alexander Madison
He
snapped.
went for like 120.
Who else? The Broncos. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm kind of hoping if the NFL is getting back to running the ball, because that would be cool to see, because it's always been so much with passing, and now that defenses are adjusting and they're drafting DBs and linebackers and defensive ends to cut all that passing out. Maybe these teams that have picked up a 2 running back system, I think they'll be the ones that'll have some longevity until one part of that system goes down. But up until then, it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think teams are starting to realize like a bell cow back, like running backs don't last long. Derrick Henry's fallen down a little bit. Christian McCaffrey's, it's pretty injury prone. Like Zeke fell out. Like they're seeing that running back by committee is the way to go, kind of like the 49ers are running. So I think that's adding to it as well. And just understanding.
I started putting Jeremy McNichols in, but I feel like if Derrick Henry ever learned how to catch a pass, it'd be nasty. But I guess we're far from that point because they put Jeremy McNichols in to catch passes mostly.
Cowboys had number 66 in the backfield the other day, playing fullback. At Penn State offensive lineman, Penn State is known for making like monster O-linemen, like super strong. He's back there playing fullback.
Well, y'all didn't tell
Notre Dame in Wisconsin.
Yep. That's O-line.
O-line, you.
The others went to Wisconsin. Who was that? Connor McGovern?
Yeah.
McGovern.
Y'all didn't tell me he wasn't white. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, you're talking about Connor Williams. McGovern.
Oh,
you're talking about Connor Williams.
You're right. Wrong Connor.
He went to Notre Dame.
Both are. Let me hear about the Falcons, Keith. Big win for y'all. Big win for us too.
Not really, bro. It was bound to happen. It's sort of like, those problems they always talk about, the 2 oncoming trains that they pass each other. One of them had to crash and one of them had to go forward. Falcons went forward. They figured out that Mike Davis is still a backup running back. For some reason, Cordero Patterson cannot be stopped. I was thinking today, now that Marlon Mack wants a trade from the Colts, like he's sick of seeing a trade now. And I'm thinking how they spent money to get Wayne Gallman from Clemson and the Giants and whoever else he's been playing. And this man has yet to put on a uniform. But maybe this is a sign of things to come. I've been praying about this whole who they've drafted. Jalen Mayfield is, I guess, their project player. We'll see what happens from that. But God, it is beef with Thomas Dimitroff because I don't know what's about to happen, to be real. And so they got the football team. I'll roll with my Falcons, but I don't know about this because
that's for another episode. That's for the other episode.
They got some
yeah, that's a sneak preview for the next episode.
Oh, I know, but they got monsters on the defensive line.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in the other episode.
Oh, my fault, but
no, we're good. We're good. Yeah, let's the other big takeaways I think everyone can agree on: the Jets suck, the Jaguars suck. Jamar Chase is fun to watch.
Football as well.
Justin Tucker's really good at football.
The Steelers.
Every rookie quarterback is
Big
horrible.
Ben is terrible. Najee's gross. Are there any other big takeaways? The Jaguars had a cool kick return. That was cool.
Oh, DK heard y'all talking about it. DK Metcalf heard y'all talking about him, and he went off a little bit up until the
That was bad too. They have the same problem as the Chiefs. Their defenses are bad. It's going to be tough. Some of these teams that have a little bit better defenses, like the Rams, you're looking at Buffalo's defense isn't that bad. Some of these other teams with average or above average defensive units they're going to give the Chiefs and some of the Seahawks and teams that have no defense whatsoever some problems. I don't know about the Chiefs this year, guys.
Speaking of no defense, the Washington football team, who was supposed to be the best defense in the league, run the NFC East, is bottom 3 in every basic statistic and defense. They are playing absolutely horrible, and we know their offense isn't good. I have Antonio Gibson to me in fantasy. He's not won me any games at all. Same thing with Darren Waller, by the way. I have him in fantasy. He's horrible. If you're in the league, please trade for him. I hate him.
And not only all that, the Washington played the Chargers. Granted, they're a good team. They're a playoff team. The Giants should not have won that game. Washington should be 0-3 this year.
They should be on three.
They should be.
They did not deserve to beat the Giants. The Bills blew them out of the water. Now they go against the Falcons. We'll see how that goes. And it's Saints, Chiefs, Packers, undefeated Broncos, Buccaneers, undefeated Panthers, Seahawks, Raiders, Cowboys.
They don't have a lot of wins.
They kind of hustle.
Really just had more faith in their defense. Of course, like I was a big Ryan Fitzpatrick guy. Not that he's actually all that great at winning your football games. I just enjoy the man. His beard is sick.
Oh, yeah, me too. I wanted us to pick him up when Dak went down, but it never happened.
I don't know.
I feel bad for what's the brother's name? The Bryce McCain Bryce McCain that played for the Dolphins. That is the safety for the Washingtons now. Him and Landon Collins have been getting ate up, bro. And we know this probably wouldn't happen on Madden or anything, but in real life they are getting ate up. Landon Collins can't even lay a hit anymore.
Landon Collins is horrible now.
He was good.
so good.
Was it his
He was a
rookie
rookie.
year?
Yeah, he had a good couple of early
Like
years.
20.
When he was a rookie, he was really good. But
Yeah, he was out there
Danny
with Dak
Dimes or Vanilla Vic was running away from him. Like
They
he
honestly
was
might
pulling away from Landon Collins.
walk him down like how whatever the Cowboys did with Keanu. They called him a linebacker. Kind of cool to me. But they might as well walk that man down too because it's over with. There's no more coverage. Just see if you can lay a hit on somebody because that age, old man Tom, just caught up with him, I guess.
We'll give you guys all the other NFL football takes you guys want, but we're going to go ahead and jump into baseball, which we haven't really got into. Biggest things going on in baseball is the American League East, the AL wild card. Right now, the correct standings are the Yankees have the number 1 wild card, and then the Red Sox are right behind that. They're 1 game behind. Toronto is 1 game behind Boston. Seattle's a game and a half behind. So the Yankees finished the season playing the Blue Jays. Right now, the Yankees are tied with the Blue Jays. It's only like the 5th inning, 6th inning. And then the Red Sox have the
Orioles.
Baltimore Orioles. It's bottom 8.
Orioles,
Red Sox
that's what
are
it
down to the Orioles right now, bottom 8. Orioles have runners on 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs at the time of recording.
We lose to the Orioles.
Trash Orioles.
Like, aren't they like 40 games back or something?
It's
They're
like
they're-
below
they're
500.
38 games behind the Red Sox, which means
They're
that
47 games back from first place.
I think that this is going to be an absolute. I think this is going to get real fun later in this week. But right now, from the way it's looking, from what I'm going to say, Giancarlo Stanton is a
On
phenomenal
steroids.
Yankees baseball player. He was a great pickup, a great signing. He does so good in a Yankees uniform. He's out there. If he goes 0 for 3, he could hit. I don't even know. He could hit 3 pop-ups, deep outfield, warning track, and Yankees fans are going to call for his head every single game this has happened. Stanton's been there. He's always come through in clutch time. He's so clutch. Last year in the playoffs, I think he hit 6 home runs in 5 games. He got hurt. Granted, he does have injury problems, but he shows up when he is there. Aaron Judge, injury problems, same thing. Shows up when he's there. Consistent. MVP candidate. The Yankees always find a way to come together, especially behind these 2 guys, the big names the Yankees have, and they always find a way to make the playoffs. Everyone was down on the Yankees just last week because they lost 5 or 6 out of 7, a bunch of games to bad teams, but then they come back, they sweep the Red Sox. And because granted, Aaron, maybe they shouldn't have swept. I do think that last call on Aaron Judge was a bad call. He foul tipped it, he caught it, it was transfer. But still capitalize on what's given to you. Aaron Judge doubling the gap, Stanton another monster home run, same place over the Green Monster. The Yankees are making the playoffs. They're going to play the Blue Jays. The Red Sox aren't making it. And the Yankees are going to win. They're going to go on. They're going to play the Rays. And they're going to go to 7 against the Rays.
They're going to get the 7. The 7?
Just say he caught a stray. So I just sitting there listening, and his face.
You had me.
5. Yeah, they're gonna win in 5. They're gonna win in 5. Then they're gonna win in 7. Then they're gonna win in 4 in the World
No
Series.
one's making it past the Rays.
Here's the thing, though. That's
Whoever
not
comes out of that
true.
wild card is losing.
What? Severino is coming back, and he's in a Cy Young candidate every year. He's like phenomenal in his little bullpen innings out there. His little pitch 2-3 innings a night. Yeah, okay. He's gonna go pitch 2 innings, strike out 5 people, maybe walk somebody on like a full count that he battles. I'm telling you, Severino's disgusting. Garrett Cole, he's already the Cy Young.
Oh, he's a
Corey
monster.
Kluber,
Right?
the guy that threw a no-hitter. Don't forget about that. I'm telling you, Yankees can look good as long as a Aroldis
Garrett
Chapman
Cole
doesn't
gives
get in
you
the game.
a good right hook too.
Who?
Garrett Cole,
Garrett Cole can get the right hook.
he'll give you
Oh,
one.
give you one.
Um,
Go ahead, talk to him, Zach.
Well, I mean, one thing I'll say is, look, everyone that supports the show knows that I'm not high on the Yankees. I will give them credit that that sweep against Boston was massive for them. I actually still like Boston to make the playoffs, just because if I'm not mistaken, they have like by far. Obviously, they have the Orioles right now. If I'm not mistaken, they have the much easier schedule. The Yankees' problem is they right now are going to have to deal with Toronto for 3 or 4 more. I'm not. Check that. And they finished the season with Tampa Bay, which is a much more difficult schedule for those Yankees. They've been playing really well. If they can handle Toronto, it obviously would look like Boston and the Yankees are looking good to be the wild card matchup, which is awesome for baseball. I think I've dropped that before. And it's going to be an AL East matchup in the division series, whether it's you guys,
In the
Boston,
wild
or
card
even
and the
Toronto,
division.
which that's great for baseball. There's some rivalries there. I think some of those games are going to get a little ugly, but Tampa's good, man. Their lineup's deep. None of you guys really want to see Tampa, obviously.
Cap.
Well, of course, I guess you want to at least get there. But we're gonna win 100 games this year. We split. If we go 3-3, we're gonna win 100 games. First time in franchise history. Shout out to the boys. But yeah, I just really hope we stay healthy these next couple of weeks, so we're ready for you guys. I do think it's gonna be Boston and the Yankees, and I think you guys are better than Boston. I would love to see the Yankees. I think that would make for some interesting episodes coming up too, guys.
Caleb, I have one question for you as a Red Sox fan. How does it feel to pull for the Yankees right now? You have to have the Yankees win.
I mean, I really don't watch baseball unless it's something crazy or if it's in October. I don't care what the circumstance is. I'm not ever pulling for the Yankees. I'll pull for State. I'll pull for Duke.
Whoa!
Never
Dude.
in my life.
Dude!
Never in my life I'll pull for Yankees. You got to think. Me and Ryan.
I like it. I like it.
Me and Ryan have been going back and forth.
Somebody
since
clip this.
kindergarten.
Dude!
Me and Ryan have been going back and forth since kindergarten on
I'm a
Boston and
Carolina
New
fan
York.
going for Duke.
I'm not pulling. I am
I
not
pull for the
pulling
Reds.
Yankees.
Dude, right now, so you're telling me that you're going to pull for your team to not make the playoffs instead of pull for the Yankees?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know who we are. What the stance?
Right now, the Yankees are playing the Blue Jays, who are 1 game behind you guys. If the Blue
Yeah,
Jays
I would
win
love.
tonight and the Red Sox lose,
Obviously, I want us to go, but I will never support the Yankees by any.
no. So I'm saying for like
If
the
Boston just keeps winning, you don't have to worry about the Yankees.
Yeah, we have the
Just win
Orioles
out.
in a 3-game
Just win
series,
out.
and then we have the Nationals. And
yeah,
from
you
my
guys should
understanding,
win. You guys should win 6
Should be
games.
Baltimore.
But right now, you're down by 2 in the
We're down 4-2 in top of the ninth.
top 9. You guys got out of that. Well, anyways, so if you guys lose and the Blue Jays win tonight, what does that mean for the Red Sox?
That means we
Outside
drop
looking
down
in,
from another game.
It's gonna be a hell of a week.
it's going to be a hell of a week for baseball. I love baseball. October baseball
October
starts
baseball
in
is fun.
3 days.
Baseball's hard
Yeah,
to
I'll
handle.
start watching it like once it becomes meaningful. No one watches baseball like
It's hard to
Middle
watch
of May.
every baseball game.
middle of May.
Very
Who's
hard.
watching baseball? Like nobody. So, but I don't. Either team, anyone that comes out of the wild card is not touching the Rays. From my understanding, the little bit I've watched, the Rays are phenomenal. The Yankees have like 10 times their salary cap and still can't touch them.
Hurricanes just won.
Y'all faces are hilarious.
Shout out the Hurricanes pulling up to Carter Finley 2 weeks ago, taking pictures with the boys. Svechnikov, Jordan Martinook.
How are we?
Who else was there? Nate.
Yeah, I know all these guys.
KK scored. KK scored
New
today.
guy, he scored the first goal.
Hockey's.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, I meant to ask y'all why you weren't at. You should have been doing the show from the preseason game. Casual fans, it seemed like.
Bro, we're keeping up with it. We know who scored.
That's not enough, bro. You got to be there in spirit and in truth.
Now I've watched baseball and college football. I've never in my life seen a hockey game.
Here's the thing. They're
It's a
insane.
good
You should,
game.
yeah, you
They're
should go.
fun.
Yeah,
They're
they're
fun.
fun. They're
You
fun.
don't watch.
Never been.
Go in person.
Yo, yeah, you should go with us. We get cheap tickets because we're students. Yeah.
Yeah, hockey's one of the things you don't have to know a damn thing about hockey to enjoy
Yeah,
hockey.
you know, you love
Get the
violence.
general idea behind it. and
Put
just
it,
do
breathe.
put the puck in the net and get off the ice fast.
Yeah,
Like that's all it is.
Got you.
It's fun.
fun, though.
No, it's fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, anyways, basically, we're gonna have a hell of a week for you guys, all sports wise. Cowboys play the Panthers. Our
Yeah,
team going
man.
against Zach, Yankees, Red Sox, Rays, Blue Jays, AL East. Teams that we're all fans of are doing huge things. NC State, huge win. So, yeah, you guys have anything else before we hop off?
For everyone that watched the Cowboys and Eagles game, you don't really need to watch the Panthers game against Dallas. It's going to be very similar. Dallas is going to steamroll them. I'm really not worried. I'm not even going to be watching it. I'm going to be at work because I have all the notifications.
Whoa!
I have to watch it. Yeah, I know.
You'll be
guys
getting the
gotta work.
updates in our group chat from me and Colt. Don't worry.
Yeah, my phone's going to be going crazy. But
Every 3 seconds, just
I
all
look
caps
forward to it.
something.
make sure you check out the socials. My beautiful handwriting right here.
Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you so much, Caleb, for having that up there for our YouTube listeners,
YouTube
viewers,
fan.
subscribers.
Especially Instagram.
hopefully.
We're pretty consistent on Instagram. I went on Twitter a lot during the Cowboys game. I promise we're on a Cowboys fan page.
Or a Lakers fan page.
Hey, I relaxed on Lakers stuff.
Yeah, and I promise that we actually, most of us on this podcast do support NC State. I promise.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
Oh my goodness, no.
And basically every guest has been on here. But
What else? Zach, what do you have? You have anything before we hop off?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're gonna do the football episode later this week. Definitely make sure to check that out. Check out the pick'ems, of course. If you really want to actually win some money, just tail my picks. Just follow them.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So
yeah,
Two weeks in a row.
statistically,
the worst
on
part
top.
is Zach. That's facts. Zach, you've had to split money both weeks, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, Zach has won 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and
You'll take it. It's the regular season. We'll take the split pot. But
It's a long
obviously
season.
we're gonna get more into football. Panthers play the Cowboys, so next week definitely gonna want to check out those episodes. I'll just go ahead and say now that I don't really want to put too much more out there, but if Diggs does pick off Darnold, I probably won't be making any of the episodes next week.
if did, oh my goodness.
I will probably be
Or if Parsons gets like a strip sack or something.
If anybody
You gotta
else
stay away
picks
from
off Darnold, I would be
yeah,
upset.
that's fine. If it's somebody else, it's fine. I won't hear about it as much. But yeah, if Diggs picks him off, I
See,
will not be here.
I think
I would be
I think
sick.
that's the wrong idea to have. I think if anybody besides Diggs picks off Darnold, that's where you guys are having problems.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what he's got without McCaffrey, to be honest with you. Let's see if he's the real deal. We're obviously
Good
right now. It'll be a great game, great episodes next week. Obviously, baseball is going to get a little bit more interesting. We haven't really been talking about it that much. Once October starts, it obviously definitely really becomes more
Oh,
interesting.
Boston just
Every
lost
game.
by the
Plus
way.
some ALE stuff going on. We'll all probably be more into it. So yeah, we'll get some good discussions. But yeah, check us out on our next episode for the pick'ems. And sure.
Keith, what do you got?
First off, I love you. Keep going. Thank you for listening and all that nice stuff. Past that, shout out my brother Jacob, the other winner, locked in twin. Good job. Yeah, again, please come see if you can come take our money. Split it again with Zach, or
He don't
let
look for
Zach take your money. Either way, come join us. Come join the fam. Second of all, or third of all, shout out the Mariners. Keep going, doing what you're doing. Shout out NC State, forever true in our hearts. The originators of lighting it up red, or just lighting it up in general. Keep going, doing what you're doing. Prove everybody wrong. Same thing for you. Prove everybody wrong.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see y'all on the other episode this week.